Afternoon folks, back out fishing again. Small river, quite close to my house. It's only sort of 15 foot across, something like that. Some deep holes, some good features here, so hopefully we'll manage to winkle a few chub out. Baits I'm using today, just basically paste, cheese paste. Sort of it's early Feb, so it's still pretty cold, so I tend to use the cheese paste quite a lot this time of year. There's some good chub in here. There'll also be one or two small ones obviously, but yeah, you can get some pretty big ones in here, so fingers crossed we bump into one of them. Just a simple running ledger setup, my 11 foot quiver tip rod with a 3 ounce tip on it. It's about an ounce of weight, I'd have said, something like that, the little ledger I'm using, and then metre of fluorocarbon, and then 6 hook on the end and some cheese paste. Yeah, see how we get on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there'll be a few about today. It's not ideal, sun's come out, it's gone really bright. It was cloudy as hell about an hour and a half ago, but it's gone really bright now, so if we give it a bit of time, you never know. It might cloud over a little bit, help us out. Water's relatively, I don't know, there's colour to it, put it that way. It's not clear and it ain't muddy either, so there's a bit of colour to it. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll be able to get us in some chub in that net. Don't know this piece of river very well at all, so it'll be sort of a suck it and see how we get on. Hopefully find some good areas. I'm not going to spend too long in any one position. If I haven't had a take in 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to keep moving, so travelling light, small rucksack, my net, rod, 2 rod rests, and that's it. I'm doing brutal seat with me, so like I say, I won't be spending long in swims if I don't think there's anything doing. In fact, some of the swims I go in, if I feel, when I've obviously cast in, if I feel it's too shallow or whatever, even because I can't see the bottom, I'll be moving, yeah, sharpish. I won't be hanging around. I'm looking for any features with a bit of depth, either in front of them, ideally, or behind them, and fish right behind stuff, snags, logs, anything like that. But they've got to have a little bit of depth to it. I don't, like I say, because I can't see the bottom, yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to have to try and check it out with the weight, obviously. Moved to venue 2 already. Not long, 5 minutes I was in the other swim, something like that. Realised it wasn't what I thought it was. Oh. Whether that was a branch or not, or a take. Just a bit of a back eddy on the left hand side here, main flow out. And I'm sort of in a groove, so just where the current changes. Not sure whether that was a take or a bit of a leaf or something knitting the line. Could quite easily have been that. Should alter my rod slightly so it's could be a fish, that. Yeah, it's a fish. With these big lumps of cheese paste, as if it's slightly smaller chub, anything up to a couple of pounds, sometimes they'll nibble at it first before they actually take it properly. And you can see the line bites really, you can see the bites really easy, but if you strike, they just tend to pick it up in the lips and they just pull it straight through, just comes straight out of the mouth. Obviously a big chub will just come and nail the whole lot. but something a little bit smaller can take a little bit. Sometimes they don't. Ah, missed it. God damn. So obviously I made a total balls of that. I think I struck way too early this time. The only bonus is because I didn't feel anything, didn't feel any fish whatsoever. So these chub are pretty greedy, to be fair. They can quite easily come back and take a couple of seconds later. Fingers crossed that'll be what we're up against. This one's slightly further out, slightly more into the mainstream current than in this back eddy or right on the margin. Might have to recast in a second. Not as it's a problem, some fish will lie out there, but I think sometimes it's sort of right on the edge, right on the crease of the faster water and the slack. And I think that's a tad too far out. You never know. I'll give it a couple of minutes. There's obviously definitely one fish to do. We've had a take, so hopefully where there's one there'll be others. And there you go. Not had a touch since that original bite. I've been in the water about what, less than a minute and a take, and then since then I've had 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes here and about absolutely nothing, not a touch. Might have put it off when I struck, obviously. So yeah, looks like I'm packing up and moving swims. This bit's a bit like jungle warfare. That's found my way through some trees and then a few nettles and stuff like that, or nettle stems I should say. Big steep bank behind me, it just sort of boils in the side here, a bit of a back eddy. I quite like the look of it. Now, it's not massively deep, but it's deep enough to hold a fish. Let's see what happens. Same approach again. If I don't have a touch, nothing, within 10 minutes, I'll be moving on. I think sometimes when you're new to rivers, when you, like I say, you've not fished them before, you've got to keep moving. It's no good just sitting in one peg, one place, even though you think it looks good. Doesn't necessarily mean the fish think it looks good. Obviously, the more experienced you are on rivers, the more likely you are to find pegs quicker, or fish quicker I should say. It doesn't always work like that. I find sometimes if you're new to a stretch, travel light, rove up and down the banks and actually go looking for the fish. And what's good also in the summer, as opposed to the winter, is obviously you can see the bottom and all that kind of stuff, gives you a bit more of an idea where the deeper holes are, deeper lies. Sometimes they can be covered up by vegetation though, so sometimes low water in the winter can be better. Next stop, slightly slower run here. I've got a few willows on the opposite bank. I'm just going to give it sort of 15 yards down there, but in the middle of the river. Seems to be the deepest point. So I'll just give it a cast there to start with. Just give it 5 minutes there and I'll try to cross the willows on the other side after that. under the roots. No. Get out. Oh, oh no. Oh. He's chub and he's running me under the roots, the bugger. There's a lot of vegetation down there and it's difficult. There we go, we got him. First one of the day, not been in that swim, what, less than a minute? Sort this out, let's have a look at him. There we go. Yeah, absolutely smashed that fish. That bait, sorry. Well, a little beaut, I said probably about £2, something like that. What a stunning fish. Absolutely perfect. Look at the trap on that. Beautiful fish. Let's get him back. So obviously it's important to remember where you last cast, because where there's one, with any fish there might be others. So exactly the same cast, come round into exactly the same position in the river, because you never know. Simple as that. Don't know whether you can see the end of my rod tip on that video, but yeah, it was a flyer, absolute flyer. There's no mistaking that. That surprised me. I thought it was a lethal stick. That does surprise me. It just literally went over and stayed over. Oh, that surprised me. I haven't seen it yet. Obviously another chub. In this flow. There we go, number 2. Surprise. It's all surprised at the take, to be fair. Let's have a quick look at him. There you go, not quite as big as the first one. Beautiful condition. Big old fat winter chub. Probably about, I don't know, £1.25 I'd have said, something like that, maybe £1.50. Either. It ain't no monster. Beautiful condition fish, they're lovely, absolutely lovely. A little banger. See that on the video. It's real strange take. Literally the rod went round and then just stopped. Didn't bounce up and down, just went as though it had got some like a stick or a leaf or some weed on the end of it. Straight round and then just stayed there, didn't move at all. So what he was doing on that end, I ain't got a clue. But you'd have thought you'd have seen some kind of rattling, but no, straight round, held its position. And obviously he's just picked it up off the bottom and just sat in the same position. But yeah, strange one, but never mind. That's number 2 sorted. See if we can find another. there we go. I'm going to wrap this video up now before it gets too dark. Just the 2 chub. First one a couple of pound, second one probably about £1.25, I'd said, something like that, give or take. Both superb fish, beautiful condition. Really, yeah, really pleased to get a couple of them. Only on, like I say, it's only on a small river, so anything's a bonus, especially in the middle of winter. Both on the cheese paste, quiver tip. 2 stunning little fish. So yeah, like, subscribe, share if you enjoyed it. If you enjoy anything to do with fishing, gun dog shooting, there'll be more coming over the summer. Bass fishing, salmon, we've got some salmon fishing booked in April on the fly. So yeah, I'll be doing quite a lot this year. So yeah, like I say, subscribe, and then I'll see you on the next one. Catch you in a bit.